and welcome back. It's Carol again. Today I want to talk to you about digital collages. Now, we've all gone through the phase of making collages ourselves, and I think that sometimes we don't know quite what to do with them or quite what to do with a digital collage. So I recently shared this one that I made as a freebie on my Facebook group. Now, I've put it in my Ko-fi shop, link in the description box down below, and I have created another digital kit which is for sale for some other digital collages, which I'll show you in a moment. But I shared on the group what I'd made with my collage paper, all right, and I'll just quickly go through them. So a bit like, oh, don't know which one to pick. So I made 3 square tags, but they've got a pocket on the front and they've got a pocket on the back. All right, this one could actually act as a belly band so that it's open on both sides, so that you can stick that top and bottom and put something underneath it. This one is another tag with a pocket on the front and also a pocket on the back. I made this little packet with a little booklet inside of it, and then I made a big paper bag like so. Okay, now one of the things with any digital kit really, but especially with a digital collage sheet, is to think about different papers that you can print it on. So on this one, I've printed it onto a newsprint paper, which I've got the listing in my Amazon affiliate link, which again is in the description box, and it's a pad that you can buy, and it's newsprint style paper, so it's got a sort of creamy tone to it, which gives it a little bit more of a vintage feel. It's also quite thin, so you can sort of manipulate that quite easily into different items. Then I've printed it onto a piece of vellum so that obviously you can see through it, which again gives it a slightly different look as well. And then onto my nice quality paper. So again, this is in my Amazon affiliate link, the paper that I use. And you could also print it onto thin card as well. All right, so think about the different papers that you can print it on. So that is the, let me just leave that image there for a minute. That's the freebie that is in my Ko-fi shop. So you just go and click on it and you get the PDF to download, and then you can utilize it. Okay, now as I said, I did make an actual digital kit. So these are the sheets that I created as a little mini collage kit, which again is going to be available, but this is to purchase from my Ko-fi shop. All right, so there's that page, this page, this page, and this page. So there's a variety of different colours and styles here. And here I've printed some onto vellum. So again, you can see how it kind of looks on the vellum. And it creates a very different feel to the images. And then I printed some onto newsprint, sorry. And what I did here was I reduced the PDF to a smaller version, so I printed 2 on each page so that I can make either little pockets or little booklets with them. Okay, so that's the digital kit that's going to be available, and I'm going to show you now how I'm going to utilize some of these papers to make embellishments. So I'm going to have a slurp of my brew, clear my decks, and I'll be back in a sec. Now there's no reason why you can't use these just purely as a page in your journal, and this particular one is particularly suited to it because the design sort of falls halfway through. So as you can see here, it opens up and I've got a page that I can put in my journal. The only thing that I would say to consider is if you print it on white paper, you might want to also print something on the back, or think about something that you can add to take away the white of this. You could do some stamping on it, for instance, as well. So you can use them as a page in your journal. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 2 ways of making a paper bag with it, and I want, right, okay, I want to leave that white edge over on this side, on this particular one, and I'm going to cut off the other side and the top, and I'm leaving the white edge on the bottom. Am I? No, I'm not. I'm chopping it off. Okay. Right, so I've only left the white edge on one side. Now if when you're making a paper bag, the normal way to make one, I'll show you with this one, is to fold it so that this edge and this edge meet in the middle at the back, okay? Which works fine for this one because you've then got this image here, which is right front and centre. All right, and in fact, I made up a paper bag using this paper already. So as you can see, you've got the main image right on the front of the paper bag, and the back looks quite as pretty as well. All right. But with this one, if I fold it the same way so that those two meet in the middle at the back, you've got a bit of an odd collection right in the centre there, and it doesn't quite work. So this one, I'm going to fold it where these images meet here. And this white edge that I've left, I'm going to tuck it round to the back. And I've got a little bit of the image coming round to the back as well, so I might need to trim this down a little bit. And I'm also going to just taper that fold line at the top and at the bottom. Then I'm going to open it back out. I'm also going to fold this bottom edge up by about 1/2 inch-ish. Now you can use your score pal or whatever score board you have. Okay, so that edge is going to be tucked in. This edge is going to fold over, and here where it overlaps I'm going to trim that little bit off, and then I want this part to fold round to the back. Right, so that part will fold round to the back, which means I need to get rid of this bit here. So we'll trim that bit off. And I'm going to taper that point there, and I'm going to taper that point there and that point there. So that's what it looks like on the back. Okay, so that this bit's going to fold in, that bit's going to fold up, and that bit's going to fold over, and I'll need to trim a little bit of the excess off as well. So if I fold that in and fold that up, just to make sure that they're nice creases. And then I'm going to put some glue along this tiny folded edge here. Bring this bit over. And then I'm just going to trim off that little bit of excess there, making sure to not cut through that folded in edge. And then glue across that bottom bit. Fold that bit up. And again, I'm going to just give it a bit of a finished edge off up here. So I'm going to use my pinking shears to just cut across the top there and give it a little bit of a decorative edge. And then all I'd need to do then is to ink that up on all four sides and all four sides on that side. And I've got myself a little pouch that I can add into my journal. But as you can see from folding it the way that I've just done, we've got the main image of the girl here on the front and the flowers on the side. And on the back, we've got the main image of the flowers on the back there and the other decorative elements around it. With this one, it wouldn't work so well because you've only got half of this image here. So this one is one that I would fold round to the back. So for this, I'm going to take the white edge off on 3 of the sides. And I'm going to leave a white edge on one of the sides. So I'm going to fold it over like this. You can see I'm curving it round to try and find that centre spot. And I'm going to overlap this side over the top of the white edge on this side. And now I can push down and I've got this lady on the front and the other decorative pieces on the back. Open it back out and fold it up again by about 1/2 inch across the bottom. Open it back out, and I'm going to keep this part here, but I'm going to cut this bit and this bit off. And again, I've just tapered the corners here. Fold it over. Fold that one over. But I want this one with the white edge underneath. And I'm going to put glue right along that edge there. And right along this edge here. And fold one on top of the other. And then I'm going to put glue along this bottom edge down here to close up the pocket. And again, I'm going to use my pinking shears to just give me a little bit of a decorative edge across the top. So you could punch a semicircle at the top as well, so that then whatever you put inside you can reach quite easily. So that's two types of bags that I've made using the collage papers. One with the centre fold at the back and one with the fold right on the edge of the packet there. And you can see the reason as to why I've done it, because of the images that are already on the papers. It suits one way better than it does the other way. So that shows you how I made those paper bags with the collage papers. And as you can see from this one here, I actually added some little pieces of fabric and a scrap little bit of paper, did a little bit of stamping on it. Stamped one of the Tim Holtz numbers on here, stamped a specimen label here off one of the Tim Holtz stamps, and then I did some faux stitching stamping around the edge and inked up all the edges. So don't think that you have to just leave it at that. Have a look through all your little sticky labels and bits and pieces and your stamps and see what you can add to these to add those little bit of extra embellishments. This one, as you can see, I printed it onto the vellum paper, and this one I did the finished edge like I did on this one, so I did it on the end there rather than having a centre fold on the back. And then I added a couple of little buttons on and a tiny little bit of lace, decorative lace that acts as like a little extra tab. So you can go on and decorate these further. Where there is on the collage papers like a pretend washi tape there, you could actually pick out maybe some of your own washi tape and stick that on the top to give it that little bit of extra dimension. So there's all sorts of ways in which you can add extra little bits and pieces to it to then make it your own, instead of it just being purely the decorative paper itself. I'm going to leave it there for this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how I made those pocket tags. So I'm going to show you how I made these. So I hope that that's given you some little bit of inspiration as to what you can do with some of your collage papers, or even some digital collage papers as well. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Bye for now.